Welcome to The Explainer. Have you ever actually stopped to think about just how much is on the line when you sell a home in retirement? I mean, it is not just a standard financial transaction. It's a massive, high-stakes life transition that affects your taxes, your healthcare costs, your family dynamic, and ultimately, your peace of mind for the rest of your life. So today, we're going to unpack exactly how to navigate this monumental shift. Okay, let's dive right on. Is your real estate agent ready for retirement? Most people just pick their real estate agent completely by default. Maybe it's a cousin who just got their license, or whoever recommended them first. Or maybe just the agent who called back the fastest. And honestly, for a typical sale in your 30s or 40s, that default choice might be totally fine. But selling a home in retirement is not a typical sale. Relying on a standard generalist agent for a retirement-level sale can literally be disastrous. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll look at the retirement real estate shift. Second, what exactly is an SRES? Third, navigating complex financial realities. Fourth, managing complex family dynamics. And finally, hiring the right specialist. All right, let's kick things off with part one, the retirement real estate shift. Look, selling a home in your 60s, 70s, or 80s brings up massive, hidden complexities that just don't pop up earlier in life. Standard real estate licenses simply do not cover the financial, logistical, and emotional realities of the second half of life. Think about it for a second. A generalist real estate agent is usually laser-focused on one single metric, getting the absolute highest sale price. And yeah, a high price is great, but by focusing only on that one number, they completely miss the broader critical picture of your life transition. I mean, the highest sale price doesn't matter much if it inadvertently wrecks your tax strategy or spikes your Medicare premiums, right? Moving right along to part two, what exactly is an SRES? SRES stands for Seniors Real Estate Specialist. Simply put, this is a realtor who has completed a highly specialized certification through the National Association of Realtors, specifically built for clients aged 50 and over. To earn this designation, the agent has to complete a rigorous, multi-day course covering things a standard real estate license literally never touches. It's an entirely extra layer of training focused purely on mature clients and their highly specific needs. Now, this right here is what I consider the biggest aha moment of this entire topic. A generalist agent charges a standard commission rate, but an SRES agent charges that exact same standard commission rate while bringing a massive wealth of specialized training to the table. Hiring an SRES costs you absolutely nothing extra. The specialized knowledge, the training tailored to your specific life stage, is completely free. There is zero financial downside to upgrading your expertise here. Okay, on to part three, navigating complex financial realities. We're pivoting to the hard financials now, and I have to warn you, a misstep here could seriously dent your nest egg. There are three specific money traps an SRES is heavily trained to navigate: capital gains on long-held homes, Medicare premium surcharges, and reverse mortgage payoffs. If you just walk into a random real estate office and talk to a standard agent, there is a very good chance they might not even know what these things are, let alone how to protect your hard-earned finances from them. Let's start with capital gains. You might already know the IRS allows capital gains exclusions of $250,000 for single filers and $500,000 for joint filers. Now, if you're selling a house you just bought 5 years ago, you're probably fine. But what if you're selling a home you've held for 30 years? The gains on that sale might easily blow right past those limits, and SRES totally gets that. Maximizing your sale price also means you need strategic planning around these potential tax hits, usually by working right alongside your financial advisors to preserve your capital. Next up is a massive one, the IRMAA trap. Now, we all know the government loves a complicated acronym, but this one can actually cost you big time. If your home sale pushes your income above certain thresholds in the year of the sale, your Medicare Part B and Part D premiums can spike significantly the very next year. It's called IRMAA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. Most standard agents have absolutely no clue what IRMAA even stands for, but an SRES agent does, and they know exactly how to factor it into the timing and strategy of your sale. And what if you have a reverse mortgage? For a generalist agent, this is often a completely new headache they have to just figure out on the fly. But for an SRES agent, it's a known process. They already know the specific payoff procedures, they understand the unique coordination required with the lender, and they've got the timelines down. This specialized knowledge saves families from incredibly costly and frustrating delays when you're sitting at the closing table. Which brings us to part four, managing complex family dynamics. We're shifting gears from the numbers to the emotions now, because we have to acknowledge the heavy physical and emotional weight of leaving a home after decades of memories. There's a core guiding principle for this credential. An SRES agent is trained to manage these conversations, not just the transaction. Look, when you sell a home in retirement, adult children almost always have strong opinions. Siblings might bump heads, or perhaps a parent is dealing with cognitive decline. In these moments, an SRES agent steps in as a skilled, compassionate mediator. They're specifically trained to manage those competing opinions and keep the whole process from breaking down, always protecting the senior's interests first and foremost. Then there's the physical preparation of the home itself. An SRES knows exactly how to sensitively prep a long-held home for the market. They know how to honestly and accurately assess deferred maintenance. Instead of pushing you to completely gut and remodel a kitchen you've used happily for 30 years, which is a huge, costly over-renovation, they focus your spending strictly on value-add updates that actually pay off. Furthermore, a top-tier SRES does not work in a vacuum. They bring a pre-vetted professional network right to your door. We're talking estate planning attorneys, senior move managers, downsizing specialists, senior living advisors, the whole shebang. When you hire an SRES, you don't have to start from scratch trying to find trusted help. They make the entire logistical transition completely seamless because they literally bring the dream team with them. Finally, let's wrap up with part 5, hiring the right specialist. Let's break down exactly when and how you should secure this specialized expertise for your own move. Now, not every single transaction needs a specialist, sure, but there are specific scenarios where choosing an SRES isn't just a nice bonus. It's absolutely critical to a successful transaction. If you're selling a home you've owned for 20 plus years, if you're downsizing to a 55 plus or senior living community, if you're selling under a power of attorney, or if the property is part of a probate or trust estate. If any of those ring true for you, this expertise is non-negotiable. But how do you make sure the agent sitting across the table is the real deal? Well, here are 3 actionable steps, 3 questions you absolutely must ask in your very first meeting. 1. Ask what percentage of their clients are actually 55 and over. 2. Ask exactly how many of these specific transactions they closed in the last 12 months. And 3. Ask how they handle situations involving adult children. You want to hear specific, confident answers here. You need to ensure the agent has active, ongoing experience in the senior market, not just a badge they earned a decade ago and completely forgot about. I want to leave you with this final provocative question to chew on. Who is guiding your next big life transition? Seriously, think about what the other side of this move looks like for a second. You want the home sold at a price that makes sense, on a timeline that works around where you're going next, and through a process that doesn't fracture your family or your finances along the way. Remember, you have the option to choose someone who deeply understands your unique stage of life at no extra cost, so challenge yourself to think critically about who you're trusting with your retirement housing shift. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this equips you to make your next move your absolute best move.